guys, welcome back to yet another episode in my prep series. I hope you've enjoyed it so far. This video will be slightly different and we'll be talking mostly about what prep has been like for me, both with the food, training, mentally, and how I found it personally. I know it's different for everyone, but I suppose one of the main points of making these videos was to give people an idea of what it's like prepping for a bodybuilding show. So I will go over a few things, mainly food, training, and the mental side of it, just to give you guys a bit of an insight to what it's been like over the last couple of months for me. Getting down to it now, I think there's 10 or so days left before the show. So it is it's on the 17th and today's the 6th, so 10 full days before show day. So getting very, very close to it now. I'm feeling good still, and yeah, I'll give you a quick recap on how I found it so far. Before we go ahead and get into those topics, hopefully you can hear me. There's some horrendous roadworks outside my house at the moment, but I have kicked off my online coaching. So there are plenty of spaces available, so that will be help with training, obviously programming for you, nutrition, that kind of stuff as well, and also motivation, life goals, whatever, stuff like that to help you with those goals that you have, mainly training and nutrition focused. But so I'm taking a few clients on to begin with. Hopefully we'll be able to train in a gym soon, just trying to finalize what gym that will be. So in-person training will be kicking off soon as well, but I have opened up some spaces for online coaching as well if you wanted to start that with me, and wanted to get fit for summer. I suppose it's spring now, so yeah, if you do have any questions for me regarding that, flick me a message either on YouTube, but mainly Instagram. Yeah, flick me a message on Instagram. Let me know what you're kind of after, what your goals are, or just flick me a message saying you're keen to be involved and keen for some help, and we can arrange a time to either meet up and have a chat, or just flick me your number and I'll give you a ring and we can discuss the plan from there. But yeah, if you are keen, let me know. Give me a message and I'm keen to help you out. Okay, so we'll start off with the nutrition side of things. This is something that I've probably found the easiest out of everything, mainly because I'm not a fussy eater. I'm fine as long as I eat something. I don't really like cooking at all, so meal prep has been great. I love that routine of prepping for a week ahead. Mainly for the last 12 weeks, that's what I've been doing, is prepping for 5 or 7 days at a time. Don't have to worry about any meals, they're all sorted. All I have to do is go to the kitchen, either make some protein oats or something like that, and then chuck all the other meals in the microwave, and then they're all ready to go. So usually meal prepping takes me about 2-ish hours. At the start I was quite slow. As I did it more and more, I got quicker and quicker. So my coach Nuria has done it really well. Obviously it's my first time competing, and we have dropped the calories very, very gradually as we've gone on through the week. So I think we started meal prepping or being pretty, serious with the nutrition side of things about 15 to 12 weeks out kind of thing. And then from the 12-week mark, we've been very, very strict, and probably had a couple of, mainly just had burger fuel for the one meal off on a Saturday night for a while. That kind of went to fortnightly, and now has dropped off completely. Obviously just being very strict in the last week or so, or last couple of weeks going into the show. So yeah, but in terms of the nutrition side of things, that hasn't been too much of an issue for me. Had all my meals prepped, as long as I'm organised, that's fine. Has been a bit of a pain trying to get some of the certain stuff when the supermarkets don't have it. I'm not a fan of going to the supermarket very much, so I find it very stressful at the best of times, but it's good to go in there with a list of things, know exactly what I need to get. and stick to it. So yeah, I've enjoyed that side of things. At the end of the day, I know that I will be feeling hungry. In the last few weeks, that's just how it's going to be and the reality of it. So I kind of don't try and think about it too much. I don't, try and, if people ask like how I'm doing, I don't necessarily say that I'm feeling really hungry today, because that's kind of a given, I guess. And like the more I think about it, if I think that I'm really hungry, it's just going to make it even worse. So I've kind of been like, when I have the meals, I try and enjoy them. Probably don't eat as quick as I used to, because I used to shovel food down, but now I kind of enjoy it while I can, kind of thing. But at the end of the day, I know if I stick to the food plan that's given to me, that'll be my best chance to do well on stage or look my best on stage. So as long as I have that mindset about it, I'm pretty happy with the food. So topic 2. Now this is an interesting one because it is all about training. Training has been very, very good, probably the last 3 months or so. Intensity's been great. Kind of had a plan, just doing like a bro split. And the intensity, everything like that was going real well. Was obviously eating a lot more back then. Having pre-workout when I needed to, coffees, blah, a bit more relaxed. But these last couple of weeks, being a bit more strict on stims and everything like that, I'm trying to keep them for when I essentially need them. So next week will probably be that time where some pre-workout and coffees might come in very useful. But yeah, these probably week and a half, 2 weeks ish has been quite poor at the gym. Obviously, just you're not getting any stronger, any bigger, really. Just trying to get a bit more shredded, I suppose, so lose some fat. Obviously, the cardio stepped up. So at the moment I train usually around lunchtime-ish, just after probably about 1 till 3-ish. So do an hour and 15 on some weights, on some weight training, then half an hour cardio, pretty lightish, so like 6 out of 10 intensity. Then tonight, or most nights as well, or every night at the moment, we'll be going to the gym again and doing about 60 minutes, or it's 50 to 60 minutes of pretty high intensity cardio. So that's usually the Stairmaster for me. Get horrendously sweaty, feel sorry for anyone who has to use it after me and that I take it up for so long. So sorry if you do go to that gym, you'll just see me there staying on the Stairmaster all evening. So yeah, in terms of that, I thought I would hate it. The first week of doing that kind of length cardio was pretty tough, but to be honest, I was going to say I enjoy it. I might not enjoy it, but it's very, very bearable. And I just think of the bigger picture of why I'm doing it, or the consequences of me not doing it. So as long as I have that mindset again going into that, then I don't have any issue with it, and it goes pretty quickly. Just put on a good podcast, good music, whatever. I'm pretty good at zoning out anyway, so 60 minutes flies by sometimes. Okay, so topic number 3, and probably the hardest thing for myself personally that I've been through with the whole process, the whole prep so far, has been the whole mental side of it and dealing with that when the issues come up. I'm not a very open person to anyone when it comes to this side of me, so this is very new, talking and sharing it to everyone, sharing it to the world, I suppose. But it's the reality for me, so I wanted to share that, and it might be useful for you to think about if you were thinking of competing or wanting to compete and hadn't really thought about this side of things, because I don't think many people do. I think people focus on like, oh, it's going to be tough, the food, you're going to be tired, hungry, blah, blah, but I don't think, well, for me personally, those things are easy, or a lot easier than how it's been mentally, in a challenging way. Yeah, this has been the hardest aspect of the prep for me. So just to relate it back to probably what you guys might be able to relate to is, for example, if you have a bad training session whilst not on prep, while it's frustrating at the time, you're like, oh, well, I'm there tomorrow, I can have some pre-workout, eat some better food before the gym, make sure you better night's sleep, whatever, stuff like that to improve the next workout. But on prep, I've found it, especially in the last 2 weeks, and because training and going to the gym and having that outlet for me is a big part of my life. So if I don't go to the gym, or even on rest days, I hate it. I hate not going to the gym. I usually go and do some abs or, walk on the treadmill for an hour just to go to the gym. But yeah, I've definitely noticed these last couple of weeks, since probably eating less, feeling more tired, more hungry, just feeling flat in general. It is very, very tough to deal when you do have a bad workout, because it becomes a more regular thing. So, for example, before prep, most workouts are pretty good. You have heaps of energy. Yeah, sometimes you might not be feeling it. You might be a bit tired, but it's very, very few and far between. But in prep, you do get more of those days, I found, and that has been something that I have struggled to deal with. Even if it creeps up to like half the workouts you do, you aren't feeling great, you're feeling flat, and stuff like that. Might not look it from posts on social media and stuff, but it certainly feels that way. So yeah, another thing that I found mentally tough, although from the outside I may look real jacked, like have huge pumps and stuff like that at the gym, people don't see the other side of that. So like when I'm not at the gym, when I'm walking around at the supermarket, out in public anywhere, the way that I feel is that I'm the skinniest and smallest I've ever been, just due to the lack of fat on me. Probably impacted by how tired and hungry I am as well. But you kind of see yourself in a gym mirror when you do get a bump, you're like, oh yep, I'm looking big, I'm looking good, you're feeling good about yourself. But that's for a very, very small percentage of the day. Outside of that, you feel very, very flat, very, very skinny, you feel very, very small, particularly getting close to a show. That's not how you want to be feeling. You want to be feeling the opposite. You want to be going, oh yeah, I'm looking great, this is the best shape I've ever been in my life. But yeah, that's just my experience of it. Okay, having said that, the whole mental side of it has, while it's been tough, I think the whole process as a whole, it has been great for me. Having that routine, especially with nutrition, food, obviously training, the routine hasn't changed for me. I've gone most days, go nearly every day, love going to the gym. And of course, going to the gym helps me hugely mentally, as well as the outlet of a place to go and deal with that stuff, or forget about stuff if I need to. So overall, it's definitely been more beneficial than negative for me mentally, physically, and everything like that. So I'm very excited to get on stage, kind of excited to have a meal off straight after, and kind of look back and see what I've done. And yeah, I'm sure in a few weeks it will kind of sink in a bit more of what I have achieved. At the moment, it is hard to think about that, and it feels like I will be missing something once the show's done, which is a weird thought, but I'll deal with that when that time comes. But yeah, so having the routine in place, and just a goal to aim for, I'd probably go as far as it has been the number one purpose or priority of my life this year. So for the whole of 2022, this has been my goal in terms of my life. So I know that people might think that's, you know, pretty sad or unhealthy, that the whole everything that I'm thinking about is to do with the show or bodybuilding. I guess people can have their own view on that. It's not for me to say if it's good or bad, really. But I'm saying for me, it has been good. So yeah, a lot of people, I'm sure a lot of people that will be stepping on that stage will be, you know, thinking the same as me in terms of how worth it is for them and how much of a big deal it is for them. So yeah, the sacrifice, the hard work, the dedications that bodybuilders put in into the sport, I've definitely, while I kind of knew what I was getting into, obviously doing it is another thing, and have a whole new appreciation for what those competitors put themselves through. So yeah, it's definitely something that I admire and have done my best to, you know, replicate in the last few weeks or months as well of my life. So yeah, I've enjoyed the plan, I've enjoyed the routine, and looking forward to getting on the stage. Lastly as well, there will be a couple more videos coming out, I hope, before the show day, with a couple of updates, how I'm feeling, blah blah blah. But I did want to say a huge thank you to my coach Nuria, who has been amazing to work with. Obviously this is my first time competing, and she has been amazing, from everything to nutrition, posing and everything in between. I definitely wouldn't be at this stage without her, and yeah, I'm wanting to obviously make myself proud by getting on stage and doing the best I can, but also for her, with all the hard work she's put in, the hours she's put into teaching me and helping me. So yeah, hopefully I can do her proud as well. So yeah, no, just wanted to say thank you to her. Okay guys, so that pretty much wraps up today's video. I hope you have enjoyed it. Obviously not the most upbeat video, and none of me working out or anything, but yeah, just wanted to get this video out there as a truthful, or like my experience of the whole prep so far and bodybuilding as a whole, and how it's been for me. If this helps even one person, then it's been worth it. So if you have liked the video or got anything out of it, give it a like down below. Leave a comment with any questions that you might have about the whole process that I've found for myself, and I'll be more than happy to get back to you. But yeah, hopefully this last week and a half goes pretty quick. I'll hopefully be making at least one other video next week as well, closer to the show date, and also try and get some filming done in and around the show as well. I'm not sure how much we'll be able to do show day, but yeah, stay tuned for that.